It's me, Valora. Okay, let's go ahead and start. Just real quick, we are moving into Unit 3, but does anybody have questions about last week's assignment before we move in to this week? Okay, this week we have monitoring the curriculum assignment. It actually is a fairly easy week if there is any such thing. I don't know if you have Moodle open. I am going to share the screen real quick so you don't have to look at my very tired face. I realized how terrible I looked when I logged in. It was very scary. Okay, can you see the screen? Okay. All right, real simple. It's a discussion forum. There is an article down at the bottom that you want to read about walkthroughs and how those are used to improve instruction. To give you a better understanding of the purpose of why walkthroughs are conducted to monitor curriculum. Then in your district, if you have a walkthrough model or template that you utilize district-wide or in your building, that is what you would post to the discussion forum. I do realize, as does Valora, that some districts don't have a formal tool, and you're more than welcome to go out and find one that is out there. If you have any questions about anything that you would like to post, if it's considered a walkthrough, just email, contact Valora or me, and we'll let you know. And then the last thing is just to respond to 3 walkthrough models that are different from the one that you posted. Really, what's fun about this assignment is seeing what everybody else uses and how they're similar or different to the walkthrough tool that you use in your district. Or have in the past, etc. So that's really it. Not too busy of a week. Doesn't mean you can take a breather, but it's a little bit easier than most of the unit assignments. All right. All right. Any questions about the assignment? This is going to be the shortest Zoom session ever. A few people indicated, and I'm just saying this for the field in case people join in later to listen to the recording, that if you cannot get the entire document to load, it's because it's reaching that capacity or is going beyond. So you may have to scan and save your document into like a part 1 and part 2. And just load or upload both of those into your discussion forum. If you're still really having a hard time on this assignment, it's pretty important that you get it into the discussion forum, so kind of keep trying to figure out ways to get it in there and upload it. On other assignments, though, if you have trouble uploading it into Moodle and it's not a discussion forum and it just won't load, you can always email that to Valora and I, and we'll open it up and then we'll grade it and post your grade in Moodle, obviously. So, all done? Well, go outside and enjoy the weather. This week is supposed to be beautiful, and we lucked out. It's a kind of a light week, so maybe you can go out and do that. And just cross your fingers it doesn't snow or something like that. So,
I did have one question.
Yes.
I had been working with Jen Monahan and another individual on last week's assignment, and they're both middle school secondary, and so I was wondering, I was wanting to put some elementary material in as well, but the individual that I was scheduled to interview, her children have been sick during the times that we're supposed to interview. And so I haven't been able to complete the interview yet, therefore the paper hasn't been put in. Should I go ahead and just put in what I have in terms of the middle school and secondary aspects and leave out elementary, or go ahead and wait and try to get that information from her?
I would just wait and always just email the instructor. I can't remember if it's me or if it's Valora, I'm sorry.
It's Valora.
And just let her know what you just said. Say, I've got it completed, but I'm waiting for an interview with the elementary person. I'd like to add some components for that. And I'm sure she will let you know
Okay.
that's fine. I think she'd rather you wait than to post it now. Hi, Valora.
Hey.
Hey, I logged in as you because, they think that I'm mute. No, I didn't know if you were coming or not, so I went ahead and started, but I think we're about done. Janet had a question. I'm going to let her ask it again because she's in your class.
Okay.
Okay. I was working with a couple of other individuals, Jen Monahan being one of them, and the other two individuals are middle school and secondary. And so the interview aspects were based on results from middle school and secondary, but I was planning to interview an individual to get some aspects of the elementary in, since I'm elementary. But that individual has had sick children, and so we haven't been able to actually meet because the times we were supposed to, she wasn't able to. And so I wondered if you wanted me to go ahead and get last week's assignment turned in, knowing that it's the middle school and secondary, although I don't think elementary is going to be that much different, or go ahead and wait.
Well, I think there were two purposes to the assignment. One was so that you kind of got to know your building, your curriculum better in your building. But the other piece of that was to really get a handle on the whole process and how schools do that. So I'm okay if you want to go ahead and, turn in what you have for this week. If you don't want to try, because it might put you behind. And
Exactly.
So I'm okay with that.
I don't think there's going to be that much different, because I think just from information I have gathered from like my curriculum coach, et cetera, I really think the district overall, regardless of whether it's elementary, middle school, or high school, they're about at the same stage of ELA and math. So I don't think there's going to be that much difference.
No. I just encourage you to go ahead and make contact later so you kind of get an idea of what's going on in your building.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Anybody else?
This is Belina. I have a question, but it doesn't actually pertain to this week, so I don't know if you want to turn the recording off before I ask it.
Go ahead. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
Okay, I just wanted to check for next week because I was looking at my curriculum map, and how we do our maps is a little bit different than how they do them at elementary. And so we kind of keep an online version that it's almost impossible for me to put it into Moodle, except for the yearly one that we have. Is just like the overall yearly one okay? Or are you wanting a more specific?
What district are you in? I'm trying to remember from last.
470, Arc City.
Is the yearly one just more generalized, or what's the difference?
The yearly one that we do, it is like it's kind of more like a month by month, where for ELA, which concepts that we're going to be teaching that month, and then below it has the standards that we are supposed to hit. But it doesn't get lesson specific or like writing, like which writing things we're going to use. It's just I'm going to hit these standards during this time period.
People have really done both, right, Valora, if I remember from last year?
Yeah. It's really about just knowing where you're at and what you're teaching next and having that guide.
Okay, so I'll probably put the yearly one in because the other one, we do it in our Google
Drive.
Well, no, in our calendar.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be kind of okay.
I can't figure out how to do it without like retyping in a whole section. So
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Holly, I'm going to send you an email too. I had a student, let me see if I can find it really quick today. On week 4, there's a couple links that might be broke that we need to check.
Okay.
That's what I was going to ask about as well.
Let me look at the assignment.
Isn't it the first link?
Yeah, the first one that says getting results with curriculum mapping says it's a bad load request, at least on my laptop.
Yep, that was
also mine.
Okay, so the getting results with curriculum mapping is not working, and what was the other one?
Four phases of curriculum mapping says there's a 404 file error.
The 4 phases. Okay, I will go in and check
As well
those
as
out.
Phase 2.
What?
Also, phase 2.
That's weird. Okay.
My email says the 3rd and 5th of videos. I'm not sure what they are. Is that what they are or not?
I would have to
I'll
look
just-
back to Moodle.
I'll go back in and look at all of them and see what's going on, and I'll do that either this evening or tomorrow morning and see what's going on. Thanks for letting me know. I just will double check them all and see what's up.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you for letting us know.
And Moodle was down yesterday for a while. They did restart it. My box that was invisible it showed back up. So, of course, when I wanted to grade and had time to grade is when the box disappeared. So, I will, those of you that are my students, I will try to have that graded by Wednesday. So, anyway.
That happens when we try to post things too.
Yeah, and that's what I told. I think it had been a while before they actually shut down the system and brought it back up, and that just kind of puts everything nice and tidy in its little box. And so I think shutting the system down yesterday and bringing it back up kind of really helped the speed and bring some of those things back that you were missing.
And it's always a good idea if that happens to you. You can text or call Valora, and then we can email Gina, Dr. Marks, and let her know and alert them of that very quickly. And they usually troubleshoot it and get it corrected.
Oh.
We realize that happens. I think last semester it happened 4 or 5 times, and of course every time I was grading on a Sunday, seemed when it happened. It was pretty frustrating.
And that's usually when it does happen. It's on Sunday afternoon, and then nobody wants to answer the phone, so you can't bring it down. And or I'll be grading after midnight. Nobody wants to answer a text at that point. Kind of like you guys uploading assignments, right?
Okay, everybody. Well, have a good week, and then try to get outside and enjoy the weather.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm.
Are you recording, Holly?